Welcome back, guys. Peter Obi remains arguably the most influential and popular candidate in Nigeria's history today. But popularity alone does not guarantee a win in election. Rather, it is only half the battle of the election process. The other half of it is the law. How well a candidate knows the law and goes about the law, making everything smooth and coming out strong, coupled with the popularity, is what brings about success. So the law, in this case, is trying to fight back at Peter Obi. Now let's watch if he will succeed. A massive question mark hangs around Peter Obi's presidency if he will beat the hurdles and contest for the election, or it will be thrown away by the law itself. Today, we are going to look at the legal ticking time bomb that is ticking fast to stop Peter Obi from contesting the election, even within the first cast of the ballots, which is the primaries. The first trap set for Peter Obi is the membership trap. And with this, we are going to look at his predicament through the Section 77 of the Nigerian Electoral Act. The Section 77 of the Nigerian Electoral Act 2022 states clearly that every party must maintain a register, and this register must be submitted to INEC 30 days before the election primary. So, before any party conducts its primary, it must submit its party register to INEC within 30 days before the conduct. And if you check, this traps Peter Obi because his party has been derecognized due to faction. Now, the question is, how then will the party submit its register? Is it the faction of Peter Obi, David Mark, or the faction of the other people? Who then will submit? Is it the Kachiku's faction? The question remains. So this is the first trap, which is the membership trap of Peter Obi from contesting the 2027 election. The third trap is the timelines for primaries. The INEC, have a timeline for conducting primaries. And this is not about suggestions. Everything that has to do with the INEC is a law. These are guidelines stated to guide the affairs of how parties conduct themselves through election. And if you watch, INEC have a law which is embedded in the Electoral Act to enable parties comply with all the guidelines. And this must be maintained. For Obi, the challenge remains that if he stays in the ADC, then their leadership tussle must be resolved very fast in order to enable INEC recognize them and allow them to conduct their primaries as scheduled in the INEC windows. Then, the second one is this. If Obi decides to move to a new party, he must ensure that there are no factions in that party. Because if the election is conducted and the primaries are done differently by two factions, then there will be legal implications and INEC may derecognize that process that brought him to power as the candidate of that political party. As you can see, the electoral guidelines and the Electoral Act is very, very clear and unambiguous. Now, let's delve into the fourth trap. The fourth trap states clearly in Section 81 of the Nigerian Electoral Act 2022. It states that if you must form a merger, let's assume Obi wants to form another merger. If you must do so, you must do so within 90 days before the windows for conducting primary as scheduled by INEC. So if Obi is to form a merger, then that is a no, because the window for conducting party primaries as stipulated by INEC is coming close and is even less than 90 days. So the case of forming a merger is no longer a deal. Like you can see, Peter Obi has a very good stand with the youths, and he has a very long crowd to cheer him up. But his predicament now is the law, and he must, as a politician, be strategic enough to comply with these laws in order to come out as a presidential candidate. The Electoral Act doesn't care about crowd. All it cares about is the law, you complying with the law. So that's where the challenge is for Mr. Peter Obi. Knowing that there might be elements that have fought hard to destabilize his party, his next move is what everyone is expecting. Because as it stands now, the ADC is factionized into 3 factions. So, is the window actually closing on Peter Obi? Does he stay and fight to bring about peace or reconciliation in the ADC? Or he should move to a new party to further his career in getting the presidential tickets? What do you think, guys? At this point, we have analyzed all these situations. I will be expecting your comments in the comment section. So do well to comment, like, share, and subscribe to this channel if you have not done so. This political fight is truly interesting, and we must put all hands on deck to see how we can, make our comments, make our voice heard, and be a better Nigerian, to see how we get good leaders emerge without being distracted. Thank you guys for always watching 1 Minute Updates. Regards.